Hello, Dolphins fans. I'm Derek, and welcome to another video. The Miami Dolphins had high expectations heading into their Week 2 matchup against the Buffalo Bills. After an impressive Week 1 win, they were poised to establish themselves as serious contenders in the AFC East. Unfortunately, things spiraled out of control quickly, and the Dolphins found themselves trailing by 2 touchdowns at halftime. Despite a few moments of hope, the Dolphins were ultimately defeated in a blowout, leaving fans frustrated and searching for answers. Let's analyze who was to blame for the shameful defeat. First, pay attention. I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you like what we do, could you take a moment to click on the like button? It's a great way to support us at no cost to you. Thanks a million. When Mike McDaniel took over as head coach in 2022, he immediately brought a fresh, innovative approach to the Dolphins offense. The team showed marked improvement, and McDaniel seemed to be the right man for the job. However, this Week 2 game against the Buffalo Bills highlighted some glaring issues with his game planning and decision-making. The Dolphins' offensive scheme failed to exploit the weaknesses in the Bills' defense. In particular, the team's star receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, were not as involved in the first half as they should have been. Between them, they totaled just 36 yards on 5 catches, a stark contrast to their usual production. With such elite talent, the expectation was that McDaniel would have drawn up more plays to get the ball into their hands. The Bills' secondary is known to be vulnerable, but the Dolphins didn't capitalize on this. While McDaniel has shown he can lead the team to wins against weaker opponents, the Dolphins continue to struggle in high-pressure games against winning teams. This loss against the Bills underscores that McDaniel still has room to grow as a head coach, especially when it comes to in-game adjustments and preparing his team for top-tier competition. There's no denying that Tua Tagovailoa has shown growth as a quarterback since entering the league, but his performance against the Buffalo Bills left much to be desired. Before discussing his injuries, it's crucial to point out that the game was already slipping away due to Tua's mistakes. The most significant issue was Tua's decision-making in the first quarter, where he threw 2 interceptions, something that had never happened in his career until this game. These interceptions immediately put the Dolphins in a hole, giving the Bills excellent field position and placing additional strain on the Dolphins' defense. One of these interceptions even led to a pick-six, widening the gap on the scoreboard and deflating any early momentum the Dolphins might have hoped to build. While it's fair to acknowledge that Tua's injury in the third quarter took him out of the game, the team's fate was arguably sealed by then. His stat line, a mere 145 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions, does not inspire confidence, especially considering the Dolphins' significant financial investment in him during the offseason. Jalen Ramsey was brought to Miami with high expectations. The team signed him to a lucrative contract with the hope that he'd lock down opposing receivers and bring a physical presence to the Dolphins' secondary. Unfortunately, through the first 2 games of the season, Ramsey has struggled to live up to that billing. In the Week 2 matchup against the Bills, Ramsey was often out of position, missed key tackles, and allowed multiple touchdowns. These errors are particularly frustrating when you consider the caliber of talent Ramsey possesses and the investment the Dolphins made in him. He was supposed to be the cornerstone of the defense, but his play so far has left much to be desired. On the Dolphins' first offensive drive of the game, there was an opportunity to set the tone and build early momentum. Tua Tagovailoa launched a perfectly placed pass to Grant Dubose down the field. Instead of making the catch, Dubose mishandled the ball, which was then intercepted by Jamarcus Ingram of the Buffalo Bills. This was a pivotal moment in the game, as it halted a promising Dolphins drive and handed the Bills excellent field position. While Tua's other interceptions were concerning, this one was not on him. Dubose's inability to make the catch shifted the momentum early and gave the Bills an edge that they never relinquished. Had Dubose made that catch, the game might have taken on a different tone. Instead, it turned into a disaster for Miami, and Dubose's mistake looms large when dissecting the Dolphins' overall performance. What do you think was the biggest factor in the Dolphins' loss to the Bills? I want to know your analysis in the comments. Remember to support the channel. Leave your like and subscribe. Don't miss any update, news, or insight about the Dolphins. Always stay ahead. See you soon.